What is up, survivors? We are back with another mod review, and for today's mod review we're going to be going over the Dino Pick Up Mod. This is a pretty straightforward mod, fairly simple one, but I'll tell you how it works right now. Alright, so essentially what's going to happen is, well, you know, normally we got animals like this that can't pick up. You know, we got the shoulder pets, the jerboas, and the you know, all the little stuff. All the little stuff, the little monkeys, we got all sorts of stuff. Now, wouldn't it be cool if I could pick up your little judgmental butt? That'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? So that is what this mod does. So you unlock let me pull up my Ingram so you can see what I'm talking about here. You unlock this pickup relic that's unlocked at level 10. It's just fiber, flint, hide, and thatch to make it, and that's it. You only need one. That's pretty much how it works. What this does, well, let me rephrase that. You'd need one for every dino that you're going to use this on. So it would behoove you to make a bunch of these and kind of throw them in maybe a storage box somewhere and kind of use them as you go. Anywho, so fiber, flint, hide, thatch, you make them on your person, and you go up to your animal here. Let's say in this case we're going up to this Thylacoleo because he's adorable. You take it and you throw this. Now I have 20 of them. I don't know why I have that. Probably because I GCM'd a bunch, so it just spawned a stack of them. Anyway, you put it in its inventory, the light comes up. Now, if it doesn't come up, that means that you haven't used it yet. So normally if this was a brand new animal, this would be discolored. It wouldn't have any color to it, just like this does. So basically when you throw it over here, you'll right click it and you'll use it inside their inventory. Now this does two things, one of which is kind of cool. Let me turn my HUD on too. It changes the overlay a little bit. So I actually like this. I like the color palette to this. It's a little bit more legible actually. I like this layout versus the normal one a lot better. And if you know what I'm talking about, the normal one is, let me just spawn in another Thylacoleo so you can see. And let's make him calm down a little bit. But as you can see, it's I don't know, it's just easier to read for me. Plus you only get the aggression level here, where you kind of get, I don't know, it seems better laid out. It's more aesthetically pleasing, I think. Anyway, so you get that option, right? The other option that you get after you use this item in the remote inventory, you can hold in E, bring up a radio menu, and actually pick the guy up. So I have Thylacoleo on my shoulder. That's how that goes. This tiny little guy, have him on my shoulder. So when he's on your shoulder, you can throw him off just like you would any other shoulder pet, but when you do, he will get big again. So just double tap F and bam, it's big again. Pretty cool. So let's say, for instance, that Senor Thylacoleo is carrying gunpowder. Really no reason for him to be carrying gunpowder, but let's just pretend that he is. If I pick him up, he's still carrying the stuff in his inventory, so you can pay attention to that as well. Let me turn GCM back off so that we can check the weight on this as well. That's something I definitely wanted to check. All right, so my weight right now is at 47, and let's throw the Thylacoleo back off. Where are you going? Calm yourself down. And I'm at 43, so it doesn't look like... Yeah, okay, so maybe it does. Maybe it does, maybe it does. I was checking to see how much weight got added. So let's say that, so that's 6. I was already at 43. Oh, I only went up to 47 when I had this. So you definitely get a discounted weight, I think. You do get that benefit. So let's pick it back up again just to make sure. Yeah, you sure do. Okay, so the total weight doesn't carry over either. So you do get a little bit of weight reduction doing that as well, which is kind of convenient. This is pretty cool. I like this for a lot of different reasons, and again, this kind of works on everything. I used it on this Rex. I can go up and pick up this Rex. Bam, he's on my back. Any normal creature you can use this on. Now, sometimes I've noticed that this little walking animation will keep going. I'm not entirely certain what does that, and it's actually, that's not, that's a little big. That's interesting. Anywho, they have, sometimes they're in this weird running stance still. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but when you throw them off, it stops that, so no big deal. But this does work on everything, all animals. It works on flyers, works on all sorts of critters. Bam, it works. Pretty cool mod. I think it's pretty nice. This is convenient for a lot of different reasons, right? You got a flyer, you're coming up to a cave or something like that. That's maybe a cave or whatever the reason is, a space where the dino that you're riding can't fit through or that you can't use right then and there. Being able to just pick it up and throw it on your back and move through it is pretty cool. I like that. Even something simple like maybe reorganizing them around your base for whatever reason, I feel like that definitely helps out as well. There's definitely multiple uses for this one. I like it. Very simple, very easy to use mod. Nothing you have to tweak. You just install it and you're good to go. That's it. I like the overlays. The overlays are a nice little touch to it. And like I said, being able to pick everything up is super, super convenient. But you know what? There is one thing that I didn't test that I really want to test. I want to know what happens. We're going to go find out. All right, so I want to see how this works with a water dino to see if I can actually get on land with him. All right, so I want to see what happens with a water creature, right? So we just spawned in a megalodon right here in the ocean. I'm going to drop this guy in it, and as you can see, this would be like if it was brand new. See, there's no color on it. You remote use it, and it force use it in its inventory, and then you come back out, and then you have the option to pick it up. So obviously, this works with me being in the water, right? I'm curious as to what happens when I come out of the water. Does it still like kill it off? Nope. Huh. This is an interesting concept. All right, let's test this all the way. Let's get up on land and see what happens here. All right, so I'm on. All right, so we're on land. I have a shark on me on the land. It's alive. Now, one would assume that if I threw this on the dry land, it would die, or I wouldn't be able to throw it. I feel like we need to science this real quick, right? It's a mod review. We gotta science this stuff. All right. Okay, that's a little weird. Well, this is awkward. Huh. So apparently, with water creatures, this doesn't kill them when you throw them on the... Do you even know this? How are you doing this? How are you doing this? I'm kind of impressed. Maybe you can just hold your breath for a really long time. I'm doubting it though. I'm sincerely doubting it. Anywho, looks like you can just pick up animals. Maybe because I'm close to the water. Maybe it's seeing that. Let's get up somewhere high. I'm gonna try this real quick. The GCM mode. I'm just gonna come up here, really high up here somewhere. Oh, okay, there it goes. It died that time. Okay. That makes more sense to me. Ooh, goodness. That's horrible. But it's strangely funny. Anyway, enough of the sick sense of humor. So it looks like when I dropped it somewhere near water, it stayed alive there, which is definitely a little odd, and I feel like you could do some crazy stuff involving that. But it looks like as soon as you get above it, like above the ground level, nowhere near the water, it does kill it if you do that. So if you're doing that with water creatures, be very careful. I assume one would not assume that you would take a water creature that you particularly cared about and try to throw it out on the land, but definitely don't do it. Definitely a fun test for the water creatures just to see what would happen. I was really curious about that one. I still like the mod. I definitely do. That part is a little weird, the idea that I can just bring a water creature out of the water on my shoulder like that. But I guess depending on the map, if you're puddle jumping or moving water tames from one point to another, it's probably a little bit easier. So I do see it make it certain circumstances are going to make it easier. But on a whole, that one was a little oddball. But yeah, if you're going to use this mod, be really careful with your water tames or you're going to get them killed like I just did. Anyway, guys, that is it. That's the Dino Pick Up Mod. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll leave a link to the Steam Workshop page in the description of the video so you guys can check that out at your leisure. And everybody is... Man, this is getting stanky in here. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one. I'm going to go get a pooper scooper.